What's good, YouTube? Gustavo back in the building. This is Ghost Archives, and today I'm going to start a new series, and it's going to be titled, What Can We Learn From This? And it's basically just taking hip hop moments and making it a discussion about, really what we can take from these moments. I don't like all the time just to react to events. I know that's how this page started. You guys are literally watching me fly the plane in the air while I'm building it, doing this YouTube stuff. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys who've been watching, who've been liking, who subscribed. You guys don't understand how much that means to me. And I'm here to return the favor with more content, with better content, and more thoughtful content. So what can we learn from this today? I wanted to talk about the ASAP Rocky trial. Now, this is something that I didn't really realize was going on. I heard about it back in the day. I heard that, he was charged for, shooting a firearm at a former friend, somebody named ASAP Relli. Now, this past, I think, 2 weeks is the real start of this trial. And if ASAP Rocky is found guilty, he can be serving a lot of time in jail. And that's no good. We don't want to see talented people who have a lot of potential, who, really made something out of themselves, coming from a place where that type of stuff happens a lot. You just don't want to see that. You don't want to see that for anybody. Absolutely not. But I think that the teachable moment in this situation, it goes on both ends, right? So what I'm seeing from this case is ASAP Rocky. He's the let's say the face of the ASAP mob movement coming out of New York City. I believe it's all in Harlem, but if it's not all in Harlem, you can correct me. But at the end of the day, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, all these guys gained real big success throughout the 2010s to the 2020s. But really the height of their popularity was around 2011 till 2017. And this is really where we got to see ASAP Rocky's full run in the music industry. He dropped mixtapes. He dropped an album which debuted, and I remember when this album dropped. It was crazy. Then he had his second album, At Long Last ASAP. He waited a couple years. Then we got Testing. After Testing, we haven't got any more music from ASAP Rocky except for the singles that he's dropped throughout the years leading up to his next album, Don't Be Dumb. A few years ago, supposedly, an old friend named ASAP Relli, somebody who didn't gain the same type of commercial success that ASAP Rocky or an ASAP Ferg or even an ASAP Nast or 12 did, he is alleging that ASAP Rocky shot and grazed him in the hand. What's even more interesting about it is a day after, and this is all coming from the case, but a day after ASAP Relli brought the shell casings of the bullet to the police and claimed that ASAP Rocky had shot him or attempted to kill him. So that's crazy. But if I looked at it kind of like, when I first heard the story, I looked at it kind of like maybe it's somebody they did business with that isn't necessarily tied to the streets like that, or maybe doesn't know him like that, or even is just like not really like that. He's a friend of his. He got wronged. ASAP Rocky caught it, tripped on him or whatnot. But during this case, it's starting to come out to seem that there's a whole other side to this story. And that side, they always say there's two sides to every story. There's this person's side, that person's side, and then the truth. Now, we're starting to see that ASAP Relli was actually an aggressor. He was putting out the narrative that ASAP Rocky didn't pay for one of their close friends' funerals. Little did he know that, ASAP Relli wasn't really in the know of the fact that ASAP Rocky actually did pay for the funeral, and it was taken care of for a long time when that issue came up to him. So it seems like ASAP Rocky had already distanced himself from this person. Now, why? You don't ever really know, but what I can say is when someone's spreading that type of narrative and people are distancing themselves from them, sometimes you run into situations where you have people that claim to be, and this is very important about what's happening here. And I know that everybody or most people have been through or had a friend like this, but there's times where you have friends who, because you're their friend, because they're around you and your other friends, they will act tough, they will talk shit, they will partake in all of the fun that everybody gets into. And knowing that there's a risk that, hey, if we get caught, just be quiet, right? Shit. Even to the point where there's a mutual understanding of like, hey, we have an issue, we're going to handle it ourselves. And especially with the type of talk that was being said, it's like, we're not supposed to go to the police about this type of stuff, especially if we're on the same level. I get it if you're just a business partner, somebody that's not really too into that. But ASAP Relli was really provoking him. And then in the court, they proved that ASAP Relli was deleting texts and framing the story like he was a victim, like he was somebody that was victimized by ASAP Rocky. But it looks like in those texts that were deleted, he was provoking ASAP Rocky, telling him to pull up, tell him that he would beat him up, that he'd fuck him up, that he would do this and that. Told him to pull up, when and where to pull up. Deleted those texts and just made it seem like ASAP Rocky came up to him and was tripping. Now, what does ASAP really have to lose? His credibility, his friends, maybe a little bit of money here. What does he have to gain? A lot of money from ASAP Rocky. And that I got you to ASAP Rocky. Like, yeah, I put you away in jail because, and that's why he's trying to frame it the way he's trying to frame it. He's trying to frame it like he was doing something that was righteous because ASAP Rocky wasn't doing right by his people. Now, mind you, all these people came up rapping about the streets, came up rapping about a certain code. They're called ASAP Mob. If you know how the mob moves, they don't do that. Now, ASAP Rocky, as he should be, claimed that he's walking around with a starter pistol and that he did fire a shot, but there was no shell casing because it's not a real gun. And on top of that, there couldn't have been a graze because he was shot ASAP Rocky said that he shot in the air. So we're starting to see how this story is starting to conflict. So what you can learn from ASAP Relli is you need to watch who you keep in your circle 100%. And it can come back to bite you a long, long way from when you had them in your circle. And these type of people do get jealous. These type of people do not follow code. These type of people do go to the police or do go and lie and play victim when they know the type. Like, I had a friend, right? I had a friend that was like, claiming this side and, pulling up on people that would disrespect them and pull up to the studio and really press out issues and, really, really trip out and whatnot. But then when it flipped, when he did that to, the other side, the people that he was running with, and they flipped on him, not even flipped on him, but they pressured him like he was pressuring people. That energy changed. That energy changed into, he went and told on everybody. He went and told on everybody because he was scared. You can't have people in your circle like that, man. You got to make sure that you have people that are genuine, and you got to have people that aren't like in the streets like that. Like, for real, if you want to be a successful business, now I get it. You have people that, and then when I say in the streets, I don't mean people from the ghetto or I don't mean people from these certain sides of town. I'm talking about people active in the streets, actively portraying themselves as somebody that's really actively in that lifestyle. You got to watch for those people, and you really got to watch for those people that act like they do that, because what's going to happen is they're going to put you in a situation, or they're going to put themselves in a situation that they can't handle. And in this case, he put himself in a situation to where he felt like he was going to lose his life by A$AP Rocky. He might have got slapped with a pistol once or twice, and it really hurt his ego. So what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to say he tried to kill me. I'm going to say he feared for my life and da-da-da-da. And get him sent to jail. He got Rihanna as a girlfriend. Well, go to jail. You're not going to be able to talk to her no more. Give me all your money that you done worked hard for, just because I sat here and I called you out and I called you a bitch, or I called you a punk, or I called you a this, or I called you a that, or I said you didn't do something that, who cares if the world knows that I did it or not? Because from what A$AP Rocky, what it seemed like on A$AP Rocky's side is he didn't care if anyone knew that he took care of these things. I'm grieving. I'm dealing with the passing of a loved one. Don't fuck with me while I'm dealing with the passing of a loved one, especially if you're over here saying that I'm not taking care of shit when we all know you're not taking care of shit. And that's what's fucked up, is people look at that top dog like he is the one that makes these decisions, which, I mean, he is, but he's not making these decisions for these people in the lower sections. These people don't associate with A$AP Rocky. These people hate on him. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting to see that. Now, on A$AP Rocky's side, what we can learn is very, very important for people in these positions, for people with integrity. I get it. Sometimes you can't let shit go. Sometimes it's more about the principle than it is exiting the situation. But as people that are growing, as men that are coming to realize that ego isn't everything, it's important to, sometimes you got to let that shit slide. Sometimes you got to let the enemy crash out on your own. Or if you are going to crash out, you got to be smart. You can't just show up to the Whole Foods with something that looks like a firearm and start blowing it in the air in LA. You can't. You're going to get looked at like you're a crazy person. People hear them loud noises and they get scared, especially if you're somewhere where these white folks are at. You hear them loud noises, you get scared. You get hit the ground, buddy. It's just how it is. Now, and we know that there's cameras everywhere. You can't go anywhere without getting caught on camera. And that's where my problem lies is, yes, you were defending yourself. Yes, you were standing on business. Yes. But was this situation absolutely necessary other than satisfying your ego? And that's what we can learn from this situation is it's kind of like that Dave Chappelle skit when keeping it real goes wrong, except this time it wasn't a real gun. It was a starter pistol. So it wasn't really keeping it real. He was just standing on business, but whatever, I digress. A$AP Rocky is known for standing on business. Let's just be real. A$AP Rocky has been known for that. And now he's paying for that. And now the woman that you're married to, the billionaire that you're married to, Rihanna, has to sit there and cry her eyes out watching you get judged by a crowd of 12 people. You have to come out of pocket to pay for these legal fees. You have to fight this case. You have to reject the deal to where if there isn't even a reasonable doubt, you can get convicted and you can go to jail for an even longer amount of time that they offered you. These are situations that people go through every single day in America. People are put in these situations. People are put in these situations by assholes, by real insecure men, by people who weren't raised better, by people that want to see people lose. It's very important. You can come from a place, but you can be very smart. You can be very motivating. You can be very inspiring. You can do good with the hand that you've been given, or you can use it to destroy each other. You can use it to bait each other and destroy each other until nobody's left except for the people running the system. And I think that's what's important to take away from this is nobody's going to win no matter what happens. No matter what happens. A$AP, it's not gonna bring back the person that funeral is from. ASAP Relli's not going to get any respect if he wins the lawsuit. ASAP is going to lose a lot from this. Time is what is it? Time is of an essence. That means time is essential. That means it's essential to use your time and your money wisely. And that's what this money is time. My time is money thing is you have to be able to use that shit wisely. And if you're going to be sidetracked by people that shouldn't be in your life, dragging you through the mud, even when you have helped them out in the past. I'm pretty sure ASAP Rocky has helped them out in the past. The problem is with these type of people, with these type of people, it's not when you say yes. You know, you say yes 10 times, but it's that one time you say no to them. That one time you say no to them, and they be like, well, fuck you then. Those are those same people that will do this to you. Those are the same people that will be out here acting tough and gangster and da-da-da-da. And I'm outside. I'm standing on business. The same people that will sit in that courtroom and say, he tried to shoot me. That's what's important to take from this. Don't crash out. Don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. If you're watching this page, you're probably not that guy to be like, oh, I'm tough, I'm a gangster. And then he did that. Or he's doing this, or he's telling. I know some telling motherfuckers. I'm not releasing an album because a motherfucker couldn't keep his mouth shut. A whole album. Y'all never hear it. It's crazy, right? It's a trip. But this is how life goes. And if we don't learn from this, we will burn from this. So put that in your guys' head. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is there anything that I missed from this case that you guys want to extend this conversation about? I'm pretty sure we're going to hear more in the near future. But until then, I love each and every one of you guys. Stay safe, stay hydrated, stay concentrated and focused. This is Ghost Archives, and I'm out of here.